Today, we're going to talk about a part of your home you probably don't notice. That is, until there's a problem. We're talking about the fascia. It's an absolutely critical piece of your home's exterior, and keeping it in good shape is truly your first line of defense. So what is this hidden guardian we're talking about? You might guess your roof or your siding, but nope. It's actually the crucial piece that connects them both, shielding the edges of your home from all the elements. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about your home's unsung hero and what it is. Then, we'll get into spotting the signs of trouble, walk through the repair playbook, figure out how to choose the right pro, and wrap up with how to protect your investment. All right, let's dive right in. What exactly are we even talking about when we say fascia? Okay, simply put, the fascia is that long, straight board that runs right along the lower edge of your roof. It's the piece right behind the gutters that caps the ends of the rafters. The best way to think of it is like armor for your roofline. It's what gives it that clean, finished appearance. But it's not just about looking good. Oh no. The fascia has some really vital jobs. It acts as a barrier to keep water from getting to your rafters, it seals up gaps to keep critters out of your attic, and, this is a big one, it supports the entire weight of your gutter system, especially when it's full of rainwater. So if the fascia is your home's armor, what happens when that armor gets a chink in it? Well, knowing the warning signs can save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and a whole lot of stress down the road. Think of this as your personal inspection checklist. Just walk around your house and look up. See any paint that's peeling or bubbling? That's a huge sign that moisture is getting in. If you can safely reach it, give the wood a poke. If it feels soft or crumbly, you're looking at rot. Also, keep an eye out for cracks, water stains inside your house near the roofline, and especially check your gutters. If they look like they're sagging or pulling away from the house, that's a massive red flag that the fascia behind them is failing. And this really hammers home why you can't ignore those signs. A damaged fascia isn't a minor issue. It leaves your home wide open to a whole cascade of problems. A tiny crack can quickly snowball into major water damage, unwanted pests, and even serious structural issues with your roof. So what's causing all this damage? Well, to absolutely no one's surprise, moisture is public enemy number one. We're talking clogged gutters, leaky roofs, you name it. Storms with high winds are another big factor. Then you've got pests like insects and birds, and of course, just plain old wear and tear over time. Okay, so you've spotted some damage. What do you do now? Let's open up the repair playbook and find the right solution for you. So the first big decision you'll face is whether to repair or replace. And here's the simple breakdown. Repairs are great for small, isolated issues, a minor crack or a little patch of rot you can fill. But if the damage is widespread or the wood is just totally shot, replacement is really the only way to go for a solid long-term solution. Now, if you do replace it, you've got options. Wood gives you that classic, traditional look, but it does need regular maintenance to keep it from rotting. Vinyl is super popular because it's low maintenance, but it can get brittle in extreme cold. And then you've got aluminum, which is incredibly durable and resistant to just about everything. It's a bit more expensive up front, but if you live somewhere rainy or humid, aluminum can be a real game changer, saving you from headaches down the line. Any professional job is going to follow a clear process. It all starts with a detailed inspection. Then they'll prep the work area. Next comes the careful removal of all the old, damaged boards. After that, they install the new materials, and this part's super important, they finish it by painting or sealing it to protect it and match your home's exterior. And of course, the final step is always a thorough cleanup. So what's this all going to cost? Well, as a general rule of thumb, you can expect to pay somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 to $15 per linear foot. Now, of course, the final price is going to depend on how bad the damage is, the material you pick, and what labor costs are like in your area. And that whole process just goes to show how important it is to have the right person on the job. So let's talk about how to find a real pro, your project champion. This is such a critical question because a bad installation can cause new problems almost immediately. So how do you vet a contractor and find someone you can really trust with your home? Here is your checklist. First, and this is non-negotiable, they must be licensed and insured. That protects you. Look for years of experience with siding and fascia specifically, not just general construction. Check their reputation, look at online reviews, and ask for references. A confident pro will offer a warranty on their work. And finally, just pay attention to how they communicate. Are they clear? Do they get back to you? Are they willing to answer your questions? Trust your gut. Okay, so the repair is done, your home's armor is restored, and now the final chapter is all about making it last. Let's talk long-term care. And really, here's the most important takeaway of all. Being proactive with preventative maintenance is the absolute best way to protect your fascia and avoid those big, costly repairs down the line. And the steps are surprisingly simple. The number one thing you can do? Clean your gutters regularly. I'm not kidding, this is the main defense against fascia rot. Also, trim back any trees that are touching your roofline and just make a habit of looking at your fascia twice a year. And here's a pro tip. A small tube of exterior caulk is your best friend. Sealing those tiny cracks the moment you see them can literally prevent a $1,000 repair job later on. So that brings us to our final thought. The fascia is so much more than just trim. It's a critical line of defense for your home. So take a walk around your house this weekend, look up, and ask yourself, is my home's armor ready for whatever comes next? Thanks for joining us.